What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, in this particular video, I want to talk about the real deal when it comes to LeBron James. You know, you got Stephen A. Smith, the same dude that said he wakes up every day thinking about what can he do to help his bosses make more money so he can get some of the crumbs himself. You know, typical plantation mentality. And of course, even though he personally despises LeBron James, he knows that LeBron James is still box office when it comes to, as he would put it, when it comes to his importance to the league and talking about him, whatever. So, you know, he's willing to set aside his personal honor because the way he disrespected you, man, LeBron, is crazy. But you're willing to, you know what I'm saying, sacrifice your self-respect and proclaim him supposedly the second greatest player of all time because, hey, you know, that's what your bosses want, at least right now. So you go on Gil's Arena and you pontificate about how Kobe, even though he won 5 championships, you pretty much, you know, you pretty much go out there and say that Kobe was the beneficiary of playing on super teams. That's pretty much what you said. Like, well, you know, he won those 5 championships playing with Shaq and Gasol and Odom and those boys, you know, whereas LeBron, even when he was on poor teams, they overperform because LeBron is just a more dynamic player. That's pretty much how you put it, right? But what I remember is a LeBron James who didn't know how to win. A LeBron James that didn't know how to close out games. A LeBron James who, even though he tried, was not great at reading defenses at times. A LeBron James that was taught how to win by Dwayne Wade, the tutelage of a Pat Riley, the understanding from a Pat Riley, and the tutelage of a Shane Battier. You know, veterans who now get absolutely no love whatsoever from the media machine. I recall the media and basketball turning its losing, lonely eyes to one Kobe Bean Bryant and Tim Duncan and others, the veterans, when this guy couldn't get it done. When this guy kept losing internationally. And they begged and pleaded with Kobe Bean Bryant to come save old Team USA with the Redeem Team, a team that they now try to, you know, with revisionist history, scorn, make it seem like it was both LeBron and Kobe. Bullshit. Back in 2006, so people want to talk about how dominant this guy is, right? And, you know, people been shitting on Mike and talking about how he got benched in the 92 finals and all of that, right? Take a gander at this right here. Here's the game when the United States was eliminated 94-90 by Lithuania in 2004. LeBron James did not score in that game. He didn't grab a rebound. He didn't get an assist. I don't think he even shot the basketball. 2 fouls. Very limited action. Yet an NBA player who didn't even play a full 2 seasons in his career, a feller by the name of Sarunas Jasikavičius, went out and scored 28 points with 4 assists. It helped lead Lithuania to what was considered at the time an upset 94-90 victory over so-called Team USA. This is the last time Team USA failed, and Kobe Bean Bryant was nowhere near this team. You know, this was the 6'9" phenom. You know, the same 6'9" phenom that has a video that's gone viral of him lifting 135 pounds and making it seem like he's lifting 300 pounds, but whatever. Can someone explain this to me? Can someone explain, you know, this guy that always elevated teams that he was on? What happened here? What happened in that 2016 he was on that lost as well? What happened there? Sarunas Jasikavičius. I haven't heard that name in many a year. I think he played for the Pacers for like a year or so, maybe 2. And maybe he played a 3rd year. I don't know. At best, he played 3 years. I think he played 2 seasons in the league, and that was it. But on this night, Sarunas Jasikavičius looked like a Hall of Famer, and LeBron looked like a bum. Can't put that one on LeBron. Can't put that one on Kobe. I'm just saying. The revisionist history continues because I'm befuddled and bewildered. Befuddled and bewildered because I'm trying to figure out when all of a sudden the guy who the media campaigns for all the time for help, the same guy who has never stayed on a team long enough so that the team can age out, the guy that always eschews responsibility when his team loses, somehow is now the ultimate team, player, and, always elevates his teams. And how is that possible when he's, especially over the past few years, when he's had one of the worst of any star plus minus ratings? How's that possible? Remember, this is the same LeBron James that was completely stuffed down a fucking trash basket, a trash bin by the San Antonio Spurs defense in the 2007 NBA Finals, only to have Kobe Bean Bryant, a guy that's less imposing, scorched them the next year. In fact, I think they swept the Spurs in 2008. Or was it 4-1? It might as well have been one. So that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.